Susan?
Hi, Linda.
Hi.
Lovely weather.
Oh my goodness, yes. Yes.
How are you?
I'm okay. How about you?
I'm okay, yes.
How's your grandchild?
My granddaughter, Willa, is actually...
Oh, something happened. Whoop. Susan, you're muted for some reason. Okay, now you're good. Yes.
Okay, better.
Okay, yes. Hi, Julian.
Hi.
Hi, this is Susan G.
So Susan was just giving an update on her granddaughter.
Oh, okay.
He's cute. End of story.
There we go.
Hi, Janice.
Hello. Hi, Joanne.
Hi.
Yeah, it's good to have you here, Joanne.
Nice to see everybody and hear everybody, Susan Gomberg.
Hi, Joanne. Hi.
I'm
There's
surprised my camera didn't work the last Zoom I did, so I'm surprised to see myself.
Well, it certainly is nice for us.
Those of you, can you hear me?
yes. Yes,
Something's wrong. Oh, good. I'm hearing these noises that I get when I get bounced off of Zoom, and I was thinking it was going to happen.
Oh, nope, you there.
Something else, maybe. Although either Susan is frozen or she's not moving.
She's
I think I'm frozen. I think everyone's.
Susan Millinger is doing something.
She's moving downstairs to be closer to her cat, who is temporarily, I think, outside.
Oh,
I don't want to leave her too much by herself outside. Sorry.
it's okay. Take your time. We'll wait for you to be ready.
I just thought everyone else was frozen and I was all going to have to log in again. So I'm suspicious it's always me.
You were a little bit frozen.
Yeah. I'm going to ask Patrick to get off his laptop if he's on it.
Yeah, you're a little jerky.
Patrick, are you online? You are, but press respectfully that you not be for a little bit. We're breaking up here. It seems to be me.
Did you all hear about Walter?
No.
Walter had a bad accident at home working outdoors, and he is expecting to have surgery Thursday or
Oh, bad
Friday.
time to freeze.
He broke his tibia right in, I guess, in the knee joint.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does not sound good.
Oh, Marianne is here. So, Susan Millinger, are you ready?
I am ready.
Okay. All right. So, hi, Marianne.
I'm going to log in again because this keeps happening to me.
Okay. All right. We'll wait for you.
Sorry.
It's all right.
so is Walter in the hospital or?
Well, the last I knew, he was coming and going. I think he was in the hospital the first day or, right after it happened. But he was talking about going to have various assorted tests and see various assorted medical people. So it didn't sound as though he was in the hospital, but I couldn't tell you for sure.
Just remember we're recording.
gonna keep, this is Janice, I'm gonna keep my video off in case that
Okay.
helps.
Okay, all right. All right, so let's,
Oh, it happened again.
oh,
No, maybe not.
no, okay, all right. All right, so we're gonna call ourselves to order at 5:34 PM. And anyway, we're all here, except, well, I'm here, Joanne's here, Janice,
Janice is here, just maybe not all the time.
and Susan Gomberg, and Susan Millinger, and Mary Ann Antonellis is here as a guest. So, all right, so the first order of business is to do our minutes from the 13th of April. Does anyone want to make a motion?
Gray moves that we accept the minutes as presented.
Second,
Okay, all right, any discussion? Okay, roll call vote,
Bernhard, I.
Domberg, aye.
Gray, I.
Millinger, I.
and Scott, aye. Okay, so our next item is a financial update. So I did a little sort of review of where we are, and I used the accountant's balance in our account as of the middle of April. And so I'm just going to read out, give you a report, and Susan, if you don't get it all out, we'll okay. So that
Hang on
balance,
a sec, just a sec. Do you have a specific date rather than just mid-April? Is there?
4/14.
Oh, thank you. Okay,
So now everyone is frozen.
Oh
dear.
I'm okay. Susan, you're okay, right? Millinger?
I think so.
Yeah. Joanne?
On my computer, everyone is frozen.
Oh, well, Joanne, you're okay on ours.
Yep.
Oh, good. I'll just keep talking then.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I tuned back in because I said I'm okay, and then I realized I had muted myself. Sorry.
And Susan Gomberg, are you good?
I'm hearing everybody, yes.
Oh, good. Okay, I think we're all right. Okay, so 4/14, 5,302 and 71 cents. Minus the April foot clinic of 140. May foot clinic of 230. And we just received an invoice for classes to date by Kathy Sword, which was $1,040, which leaves us with a balance of $3,892.71. You good, Susan?
Yep.
Okay, and
Thank you.
then we have an approximately $430 left in what we allocated for May, June foot clinic. And we have $1,300 left in the program balance that we agreed to with the library. And I'd like to correct something that I said before, which was that we still needed to contribute our donation to Village Neighbors, which that was actually done in September. So that is,
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Good.
so we have the $3,892.71 balance, but if we subtract what we've committed ourselves to, that leaves $2,162.71.
I'm sorry, could you give me the figure again?
Sure, yep, $2,162.71.
I wish somebody would spend that 71 cents.
Okay, and so Marianne is here, and I think that I forwarded to everybody the Marianne's request, inquiry about whether we would be willing to support Mass Mocha Pass at $250 and Magic Wings Butterfly Conservatory Pass at $210. And Marianne is here. Yes. Marianne?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So
Thank you for coming.
you're welcome. I wasn't planning to come, but then then I looked at the time and I said, oh, this is when they meet. I'll just go to the meeting. And so hello. So you often help fund the museum passes, and it's time to renew them. And they're both very popular. Before the pandemic, the Mass Mocha Pass was so popular that I would often have 2 of them. But we don't need that yet. Having 1 is enough, I think, for now. And so I sent you the prices, and I just wanted to see if you had extra funding and if you were interested in funding the passes to those 2 places.
I think this is Bernhard. I think those are both things that I have anecdotally heard people say they were very grateful to have. And particularly the Magic Wings, grandparents taking their kids to Magic Wings was a big hit. So that's definitely something that seniors have used. In particular, I'm not sure about the Mass Mocha.
The Mass Mocha definitely gets used. I would say 75% of the time it's people 50 and older who go to Mass Mocha. I would say, I mean, we live in a town where a large percentage of our population is 55 and older. I mean, how many people are in your list now? Quite a lot. Even me. Even I'm old enough. So I mean, I haven't I don't ask people how old they are, but we have a lot of people who would qualify as falling under the Council on Aging service population who use the library and use passes.
Thank you, Marianne. Janice?
Yes, I have a question when I saw this request come in, because, and I'm assuming Marianne can answer it. I had read that Magic Wings was going to close unless they could find a buyer. Did they find a buyer?
I don't know, but they do not show any signs of closing. So they seem to be in full service mode, and so I mean, that's not something I've heard, and it does seem to be the same people that are running it.
Okay, I read an article a couple of months ago, and
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and I thought, well, you must have talked to them, so you'd know if this.
Yeah.
If it's
Yeah.
turned
I mean,
around.
I talked to them yesterday to talk
Okay.
about passes, and they sent me an invoice, and I don't think that they would
That's-
sell, multiple use passes if they were planning to close. I certainly hope they wouldn't.
This is Greg, and yeah, I would expect that. So I'm glad to know that you had that invoice in a way.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
that was my only question.
Anybody else? Any questions? For Marianne,
Nope. This is Bernhard. I would support this, both passes.
okay, do we have a motion?
I move that we support the library's request for passes to Mass MoCA and is it called Butterfly
Magic Wings.
Magic Wings
Butterfly Conservatory.
Butterfly Conservatory? Thank you.
The total, if I have it correct, is $460. Yes?
Magic Wings is, I sent it to you.
Yeah, I'm reading it. $250 for Mass MoCA and $210 for Magic Wings.
But didn't I ask for two to Magic Wings? Did I
Oh,
only
you
ask for-
said in the past you have funded 2 of these.
Okay.
Okay, everybody. So that would be $670. I don't know if that makes a difference to folks.
I thought it was Mass MoCA that had been 2 in the past. Maybe because I was zooming in and out, I lost something.
Oh, yeah.
So Mass MoCA, you would buy one and I would buy one. And then for Magic Wings, you've been buying the family pack, which pays for adult and senior admissions. And then the Friends of the Library have been buying children's passes. And so somebody can come in, so either 2 parents or 2 grandparents can come in and use the family pack and get 2 free editions for adults. And then we can, and they bring their 2 grandchildren and we give them each a ticket for their grandchildren. So, and I mean, if you only want to buy one, that's okay too. But it's up to you. But what you've done in the past is 2 of them, and then the library has bought the children's ones. And then sometimes just adults go, sometimes just, so different things happen. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Mary Ann.
Okay.
Okay, all right, so we have a motion from Joanne Bernhardt. And we've been clarified now that a total of $670. And so is there a second or any, and then we can have further discussion if you'd like.
Gomberg, I second the motion.
Okay, all right. Susan Millinger? I
Aye.
saw your hand.
Oh, sorry, I was just gonna second it, but
Oh,
Susan did.
okay, all right. So any other questions? If we subtract that 670 from our, from the rest of our, commitments, we'll have just under $1,500. Okay, as a balance for the rest of to do whatever we're going to do for the rest of the fiscal year. All right. Ready to vote?
Okay, Bernhard, aye.
Gomberg, aye.
Gray, I.
Dillinger, aye.
And Scott, aye. Okay. All right.
Okay, thanks, everybody.
You're welcome,
gonna-
Mary Ann.
Welcome, Mary
Thanks for
Ann.
coming.
Figure out, I'm on my phone and I can never figure out how to get out of the meeting, but I'll figure it out. Okay.
Okay,
All right, take good care. It's
Bye.
nice to see and hear,
Thanks
see
for
you all and hear
coming.
all of your voices.
thank
Okay.
you. Bye.
All right.
Good
Okay,
luck
bye-bye.
tonight.
Okay. Got it.
Okay, so our next item is Foot Clinic update. I don't know if Susan Gomberg, you have anything?
No, Gomberg has nothing.
Okay, and yeah, no change, at town hall at this point. Okay, then next we have, I just put Gizet timing down in case we wanted to talk at all about when we might want to have a put out the newsletter.
Oh, this is Janice Gray, and I can just throw out a couple of things for people to ponder. I just got the Our Town newsletter in my mailbox today.
Oh, good. Oh, good. Thank you.
Yes,
Yes.
and what people may notice is it was so tight. There was so little room. I, shrunk all the font sizes. I didn't put in any of the pictures the school sent, et cetera, et cetera. And I cut out a lot of our own column just to get the other stuff in there. The things I cut were things that we already had in the Our Town before in winter, plus a couple of new items. And I talked to Linda. I hope that's okay with you because it was scary. So some of this stuff ended up on the website because it wasn't going to be in Our Town, but it could be in the Gazette. And so we already have some things. And then there's this new program that Linda just wrote about I can't remember what it was, produce and farm
Yeah,
or something.
farm to home, yeah.
So there's quite a bit that, I'm not saying we should rush and do it, but we certainly have some things we could include that I wanted people to be aware that some stuff landed on the cutting room floor in terms of Our Town. So that's all.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Janice, for telling everybody else what I already knew about my article.
Hmm.
So Joanne, I think, just to catch you up, Sally is willing to help write articles and Janice is willing to do the layout.
That's great. Yeah.
One of the biggest projects will be, well, I asked Grace quite a while ago for an updated list. I haven't received it, so I'll have to ask her again. And then putting that list into a spreadsheet. So that'll be a project. But nevertheless, so I don't know what you think, sometime, like July, August.
Of
course, that would be hard for the farm to home thing, but
that would be late for the farm.
I could,
but are they ready to go with that?
People can inquire, and I guess, sometimes I think it would be okay if we put out a town announce with some of these things. There's timely things that we want people to know about.
Oh, I have an idea, but keep going.
No, that's all right. That was the end.
Okay, so I was about to say that, sorry, I'm tired. My brain is stupid. We used to have 4 Our Towns a year. We used to have one in June, and then there was hardly ever anything in it. So we dropped it. So it comes out 3 times a year. So I was thinking that would make sense. But the other thing is, if we want to get something like this farm to table thing, since we are having an in-person town meeting, I don't know if there would be a table this time for things in addition to the town report, to things like a handout about this program. I know what the first time there was a town meeting under a tent, we couldn't have any papers.
Right.
And I don't know what the situation is now.
So this year, it seems like there's going to be a table, but it's going to be all town report and copies of materials for the meeting.
Okay, like the budget and.
Yes.
Okay.
The
Well,
warrant and
it was a
any
thought.
other papers that would be. Yeah, I guess the other thing we could do is, depending, Janice, is that, putting out a town announce and saying something like, directing people to our website, or, again, to call Life Path because they have this new program. I don't know. It just seems like these timely things come through and they're not, that's the only mechanism we have.
Yeah.
Right.
Mrs. Goldberg, I think a town announce would be a good idea.
Yeah, and website would be easy enough. Says great. I should be identifying myself.
As a side note, this is Bernhardt. As a side note, I did ask Mary Ann about the Amherst Survival Center food distribution,
Mhm.
which is still going on. And she said that 4 people in town are receiving monthly boxes from the Amherst Survival Center. So there could be in the Gazette a whole section on food for seniors.
Hmm.
That would include both of these things, because the Amherst Survival Center, you can still apply for that. You know, it's not closed.
Yeah,
Not that we shouldn't do the town announce for the farm project. But this, you know, in the Gazette could be a linked article of the 2 things.
mhm, mhm.
We could perhaps add a third to the program that Janice and I Janice reported.
Yeah,
Remember-
the HIP or with whatever that thing is.
Right.
Yeah, is it a
Yeah,
HIPAA
yeah.
program? I'm
Yeah,
forgetting that.
but we receive a monthly update on that program too, so that could be included. Too, yeah, there's so much.
Right. I was thinking the same thing, says Gray.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so, all right, so we could, I could do a town announce that, you know, says there, you know, our new programs, and specifically the farm to table through Life Path, so check our website, you know, call Life Path, something like that. Okay, and then
Okay, yeah.
you know, I know that between now and mid-June, I would not have any time to work on the spreadsheet for the address, you know, for the address labels. So just saying.
Mhm.
So if it were a town announce, then this would get it out in a timely fashion.
Yes,
Domberg speaking.
Mhm.
yes, exactly. And we could then we could talk anyway. So then there's, you know, so there's working on a Gazette.
Right. Is there any, this is Bernhardt, is there any advantage or disadvantage to having it come out in the summer?
I don't think so. Do you?
Okay.
Anything else? You know, Susan Millinger,
When will be the next Our Town?
September.
Okay, it seems as though we wouldn't want to put it out in close conjunction with Our Town. Is that correct?
Well, if we put it out July,
Or
August,
Mhm.
Or
Beginning of August, yeah.
yeah. So we're already starting to put together ideas for articles for sure.
I think we could also include the police department efforts, you know, Stand for Seniors, and check in with Kristen to see if she wanted, if they wanted to talk about what was the second thing they wanted to do? The readiness
Right.
readiness
Right.
bucket.
Suites for seniors.
Yeah,
there's also
yeah.
the suites for seniors.
That I haven't heard anything about that. I don't know if that fell by the wayside.
It would be nice to talk to Kristen and find out what's going on
Mhm.
and what she would like to have us announce, talk about.
Yeah, so that can be something upcoming, is asking Kristen to come to a meeting, and if she'd like to, or what would she want? Would she like to contribute something to the newsletter?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, so
So should we, I'm just wondering, should we have some kind of working session on the articles? Or,
Sally is willing to work on writing articles.
Mhm.
So maybe we can ask her to come to our next meeting. I did invite her to come to this one, but so what we used to do is, you know, have some time with Sally to talk over the articles, and then she'd, you know, bring us a draft.
Mhm.
We haven't done one in a long time.
Yeah. Oh, I think it would be great to have Sally come to the next meeting.
Okay, Janice, any other thoughts? Susan?
No, this is Janice. I was just thinking, oh, that's so far out, but we're all busy right now anyway.
Yeah.
And I hope it wouldn't take her that long to put something together, and by that, you know, by June 8th, that would be our next meeting. You know, she could start putting something together that following week, and you could somehow get these mailing labels done, and I could get it, and I could lay it out pretty fast. So maybe July is a realistic date.
Yeah, I'm not, you know, like I said, well,
Yeah, you're
going
just,
to,
right.
going to June, just so you know, I'm not going to be here on the 8th.
Oh, okay, so that's good to know.
I will be in Washington State.
Ah,
So you all can meet without me. The only challenge is someone will have to host the meeting.
Mhm.
Um,
When are you back, Linda?
the 9th.
oh,
Okay. Well, could we postpone it a week?
Let's
Susan
see.
ordinarily has cemetery committee on the third Tuesday,
Right,
the third Wednesday, sorry.
right.
But I don't know if I don't know what the summer schedule will be for that.
Could we tentatively say the 15th? Is that possible, Susan Millinger?
Sure. Then what happens when I know if we're meeting on the 15th?
What
Well,
time do you meet?
We could meet on the 22nd.
We start at 6.
Okay.
Okay, the third,
That would be the 4th is the 22nd.
okay, yeah, the fourth Wednesday is ordinarily the State League Board. But again, I don't know whether it will be meeting. This is, oh no, this is June we're talking about. I don't know if it'll be in June. I'll try to find that out, let you know. It
So-
meets from 4:30 to 6:30 or 7 on the fourth Wednesday.
This is pushing the whole project further and further into July, it seems to me, because we have to, you know, talk to Sally and have her do things. I am wondering if it was thrown out earlier. This is Janice, sorry for the recording. If in Linda's absence, we could have a working meeting or whatever you called it with Sally, just to at least talk to her about this and see
have
what
a-
she's willing to do.
If you have a quorum, then you got to post.
Well, I wasn't saying that we didn't. I'm just saying,
I'm just saying, yeah, you can go ahead. The only thing is that one of you is going to have to host the meeting.
right.
And that, you know, involves
Oh, okay. It's not just a matter of like Susan already hosts meetings but she has to use the town account and,
right, it's a town
oh,
account.
yeah, okay, never, well, okay, fine.
login and all like that. Millinger, I'm sorry to call you by your last name.
That's quite all right. In the past, what we did is we met earlier. We met
Right.
early so that I could still get to 6 o'clock. Some cemetery commission meeting that were held.
Oh,
You remember
okay,
we did that once before?
Yes, we've done that before.
yeah, that would work on the 15th.
Sure.
I think we met like at 4 o'clock or something.
Yeah.
That would work.
Joanne and
Yes.
Susan. Yeah. Susan.
Bernhard, yes, yes.
Gomberg, sure.
Okay, all right. Well, that would be great. So we would say on the 15th of June.
Hmm.
Okay, and 4 o'clock.
Yes.
I just have to write this in a couple places, so,
Let's see if Sally can do it.
yeah.
That's great.
Okay, and yeah, and so again, between now and town meeting and other things, the biggest thing I need to do is get the list from Grace, and then I'll put her away as I'm able to on the spreadsheet for the labels. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. And we'll ask Sally. Would someone like to ask Sally? Since-
Sure, I'm willing to ask Sally.
Oh, that would be great. Thank you, Susan.
Mhm.
Okay, all right. So we went from the Gizat timing to the June meeting. Okay,
Oh, right. Cross one off the list.
yes, yes. And yeah, and I think we're going to be fine on time, but we want to be done well before 6, by 6:45 at the latest because of the library program at 7.
Oh, that's what you were talking about, right?
Okay, so the MVP grant support letter. So the MVP stands for Municipal Vulnerability Preparedness, and this has to do with climate change. Our town applied for a planning grant, which we did, we used to create our municipal vulnerability preparedness plan. And now the town is applying for an action grant. And some of us were involved in the early part of the planning for, to the creation of the plan. And the Council on Aging was asked to write a letter of support for the action grant. And the request came in on the 28th of April and needed to be turned around like within a couple of days. So anyway, so I received some coaching from Michael DiCara, who has been very involved in writing the action grant. And so I'll just read you what I wrote on our behalf. And I did do it because of the timing piece. So it's addressed to the MVP program manager at the Executive Office of Energy and Environmental Affairs. And the Shutesbury Council on Aging is dedicated to serving town residents 55 years of age and older, their caregivers and families. I quoted, "The elder of these residents, often living alone and finding driving to be more challenging, represent a climate vulnerable population. There are 16 miles of unpaved roads in our town. These roads can become impassable due to mud, stormwater runoff, erosion, and snow. These conditions, exacerbated by climate change, leave the more fragile of our elders isolated from others. They face disruptions in caregiving services and programs such as Meals on Wheels. It can be more difficult for emergency services to reach them. Then we support the town's application requesting funding to work on stormwater issues affecting the junctions of driveways and roads and the junctions of paved and unpaved roads." That's a specific quote from the grant application. So there you go. That's
Well,
what,
thank you for doing that.
Yes, thank you very much.
you're
Yeah.
welcome. You're
Sounds
welcome.
great.
Welcome. So, the idea is to emphasize that we serve a climate vulnerable population. So, okay, that's that. We did the June meeting date, and then for resources, training and resources. So you all know now about the Life Path's new farm to home program. And then also today we received an email from the senior Medicare program. Remember those folks? Or senior Medicare Patrol?
Yep.
We
Mhm.
had the workshop with them a long time ago. They're offering a free virtual seminar on June 28th from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. And I'll send this to you. And it's about payment rules for ambulance transportation. And I don't know if that's relevant to any of us, but it's they're going to explain. I think it's a little bit more complicated than for the general population. It's more of definition of medical necessity for ambulance. What is the only safe way to transport patients to the nearest appropriate? So I think maybe this is more for professionals than us, now that I look at it.
Did they send this letter to the emergency management people?
I have no idea, because this is about billing.
Yeah, I've kind of ran into this with my mother-in-law.
Did you? Yeah. Yeah, there's all these rules. And so,
It's Millinger. It seems to me it would be useful to have the information, but I don't know that I want to listen to a whole webinar on it. I wonder if the information exists in a written form that we could have copies of.
I don't know. Again, like I said, this is more of, it's nothing that we're going to be involved in as a council.
Right, but it might be useful information if for anybody who has, I've been transported by ambulance and I would be interested in knowing what the rules are. And I bet there are other people out there who would be interested in knowing what they might be charged.
Yep. So,
I think this is Gomberg. I think it also depends on if you have other insurance.
yep. Well, all right, I'm gonna send the information to folks and you can see what you think. And if you're interested in joining, then you can. And I'll write and ask them if there's going to be, a recording. Okay.
That's a
Okay.
good suggestion. That's a good idea.
Yeah, I'm just looking at, sorry, that's what was seeing if there was any indication, but there isn't. Yeah, I'll forward it and then I'll ask the question. Okay. Anything else? I guess I want to remind everybody, if you haven't, to do the LBGTQ plus training that Joanne sent around the information about.
This is great. That's the next thing on my list after I finish the annual report for the town.
Yes, it's on my list too.
Yeah, I'm at the treasurer's part, so I've made some progress.
Woohoo!
Yeah, that's definitely been on my mind, but I got to get this other thing to you first.
Yep.
In your other role.
Yes, other hat. Okay, anybody else? Susan Millinger had sent around the future program called Future Needs of Older Adults in Amherst, if anyone was interested. You want to say anything else about that, Susan?
No, just when I saw it, I thought, well, gee, it might be interesting for one of us to go and hear what they're talking about. It sounds as though they are talking about the results of the survey, the
Yeah.
Aging and Dementia Friendly survey. But and also that I got the impression they were going to focus on quite a bit on homelessness.
Oh, okay, because it's not, what you sent us is gather ideas from older adults about their preferences for housing, barriers to achieving those preferences, and how the town of Amherst can support them.
Okay, I was wrong about homelessness, though. It is housing.
Becky Dash from Pioneer Valley Planning Commission will present information how to make Amherst a more age and dementia-friendly community, and the preliminary findings of the recent survey of older adults about these issues.
Which was the survey that we did too.
Was that Amherst survey?
No, I
Because-
mean, well,
Because our
everybody,
survey was
everybody
fresh.
around is involved in that I heard about is involved in age and dementia. So it wouldn't be through LifePath, but it would have been through somebody, some organization in Hampshire County.
Highland Valley Elder Services is their
Okay.
area agency on aging. So it's on May 25th, 2:30 to 4. And Susan must have the other information if anyone's interested. Right?
No, I'm not sure I do. I think I may have copied it out of the newspaper.
Okay, well, we don't have any login, we don't have any information about. If anyone's interested, I guess, I don't know, because there's no information about who in your email, there's no information about who to contact or anything about how to attend.
Well, I could find that information out, I think, if anybody was interested.
Okay, anybody?
Ray is
No.
more interested in finding out when we're going to hear from Noor about
Right,
the results. I'm
Yeah.
hoping we'll
Yeah.
get something soon and that can go in the Gazette, but
yes,
I don't know. I'm kind of burned out right now, so.
yeah, I can't, anyway. There's wealth of things possible to do.
Thanks for presenting it.
Yeah, well, thanks for sending it around. It just, if it was in our county, that would be good.
Yeah.
Okay, so am I missing something? Anybody?
Joanne, would you mind putting online again the link for the LGBTQI?
I have
Training.
it.
Yes, I will do that.
Oh,
It's sort of gone down to the bottom of my screen, way down.
Does anyone have it? I may have stored it in a place that I can't find.
hold on. I keep a folder on Council on Aging, and I think it's in the, if you give me a second, I will look to see. Let's see, in April. Okay, I'm gonna go to the May one. I might have stuck it into this month's folder.
Joanne sent that to us quite a while ago.
I
Yeah.
kind of remember that the deadline was March. I'm not sure.
But then they changed it to June.
Oh, good.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that's why we reminding ourselves. Woo!
Well,
it.
let me go back. Okay, I found clarification. I found something about this from actually the February. It is in my March folder. Hold on, I'm scrolling down because there was something about you didn't have to do it till the end of June or something. But I have the email that you sent us, Joanne, back in February 24th, which seems a lifetime ago. Let's see. Yeah, it must be completed by the end of June 2022. Okay, so yeah, this is the most recent thing. So I can forward it to everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, I will make a note to do that after we get offline. Otherwise I'll get confused.
Joanne, did we know Sue Gomberg told us that she did it?
I did it. I was just looking at my certificate. And I was looking to see if it had any, information about how to find it on it, but it took me this long to find the certificate. And I don't see anything on it.
So she's, did you do it, Joanne, yet?
I did, yes.
You did, okay, so
It's not onerous.
that's what Sue Gomberg said. So the rest of us, well,
Okay, by the end of June.
Oh, yes, so I do have one other item, and that is membership.
Oh, yeah.
So hang on, so we have 3-year terms, and 3 people have terms that are expiring at the end of June. Melissa, Susan Millinger, and Joanne. And, 4 people, excuse me,
Yeah.
Janet. Yes, and so far Janice and Joanne have said, yes, they'd like to renew their terms. We haven't heard from Susan Millinger, and we haven't heard from Melissa. So, and I wrote each of you an email.
Yes, I
With
thought,
my other hat on. So,
yes, I guess, yes. Do you need anything more than a yes at this
no,
meeting?
no, yes is fine.
Yes, I think I would like to serve another term.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. Okay, so we're waiting to hear from Melissa, and so that is an opportunity to ask her, if her thoughts on being a member, which I did in an email. That's my administrative secretary hat. And then we still have we do have a vacancy. Village Neighbors had asked about our meeting. I believe it was Elizabeth Fernandez O'Brien, and I did tell her when we were meeting, that it would be great to have someone from Village Neighbors come, but didn't happen. So we'll keep that in mind. But if you know anyone, be great to have a new member. So anyway, there you go.
I wonder if Melissa might suggest someone as a possible member.
Well, I hope that I'll hear from her. This is part of my administrative secretary job, is to, on behalf of the select board, is correspond with individuals and chairs about expiring terms. So we'll see what we hear. So, anything else, anyone?
I don't think so. This is Joanne.
Ray can't think of anything.
Gomberg, I can't think of anything.
Millinger, same.
Okay. I'm looking at my notes. I don't see anything else. So I think we're good. So we'll meet on the 15th of June at 4 p.m. And Susan Millinger will invite Sally, and I'll put out a town announce, referencing some of the new programs and directing people to our website.
And I'll put stuff on the website. So they find something when they get there.
I can wait to do this, Janice, till you've had a chance, if you want to just, no pressure.
I'd like to finish the annual report.
Right, I was thinking that, yeah. And yeah, so why don't, when that's done, then you take your time and you let me know, and then I'll put out the town announce.
Okay.
Okay? Yeah, that'll be good. All right.
And just remind me so that I can be prepared. So the town announce is going to be about the farm to home program and anything else, or the other two?
Farm to home and
Not the Amherst Survival is already up there.
yeah, the HIP.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure I knew what I was going to get ready to put in there.
Right.
So I
Yeah.
want to have it up there before you send out the town announce.
Yeah. I'll forward you the latest bit from HIP. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. All right. Are we good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Okay.
Second,
Second to Gomberg.
Okay. All right. Roll call vote.
Bernhard, aye.
Gomberg, aye.
Gray, aye.
Millinger, aye.
Scott, aye. Thank you, everybody.
Thank
Linda,
you.
have a great trip.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks. All right. This is so good. I'm so
Bye-bye.
glad you could be with us, Joanne.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Really good.
Let me know if I can help with the mailing labels and anything like that.
Okay, yes, my top chore is to get the list from Grace.
Mhm.
And then work on it. So I'll let you know when I get the list and then we can see where we're at with it. Okay. Maybe I can make you a copy and we might, I don't know if we can, somehow we can collaborate on it. I don't know, but
Mhm.
we might figure something out.
Okay.
Okay, good. All right. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.